Commander Mara Vance gripped the console edge as Red Klaxon screamed. She punched the override key. Countdown! Every emergency spectrum channel on Earth snapped open. Not just local nets, relay buoys, orbital sats, even pirate frequencies. The signal punched outward, hijacking galactic trade lanes. A massive digital clock bloomed across the display, 10:00:00, ticking down in real time, visible on every unshielded receiver from Luna to the Uit cloud. Vance exhaled. Her fleet was ash. Earth burned below. But this broadcast, it would echo. Alarms wailed louder. Invader drones swarmed the tower. She keyed her comm. Serrano, timecode live. Dr. Ilya Serrano hunched over his jury-rigged terminal in the sublevel bunker. Fingers flew across holographic keys. The self-verifying algorithm embedded itself into the stream, a fractal pattern that laughed at spoofing. Compression, it rebuilt. Jamming, it verified against stellar pulses from Sol itself. Live, Serrano snapped. It'll survive hell, 10 hours honest to the millisecond. Vance nodded to the holofeed. Park extraction now, drones inbound. Captain Juno Park yanked the shuttle yoke. Debris fields glittered ahead, wreckage from the last human dreadnoughts. She dodged a tumbling girder, engines roaring. On it, Commander, buckle up. The shuttle bucked through the cloud. Park's risk meter spiked, hull integrity at 62%. She grinned. Adrenaline surged, one more punch through. Admiral Keth Rawls' bridge hummed with tension. His task force cruisers encircled Earth, plasma lances charging. The human signal flooded his tactical net. Countdown 09:58:42. Rawls' mandibles clicked. Bluff. Humans bluffed when cornered. Jam it, all frequencies. Schedule planet kill at 09:00:00. No delays. His comms officer hesitated. Admiral, the signal, it's embedding. Our jammer's feedback loop. Rawl leaned forward. Source, last uplink tower equatorial band, shuttle inbound. Vector interceptors, erase them. Envoy Sailvin clutched his console on relay station Theta 9, neutral space, his species prized caution. But every channel locked, that human voice, the ticking clock, no muting, no override. Envoy, his aide chirped. Repeat the signal, Galactic Accord mandates. Sailvin silenced him. Relay stations bridged empires. If he buried this, repercussions. If he amplified. Route it coreward, full power. The clock ticked 09:55:13. Vance sealed the bunker hatch. Serrano dragged cables to the core generator. Park's shuttle screamed overhead, lasers flashing. Touchdown in 30, Park barked over comms. Drones on my tail, get ready to run. Vance sighted through the periscope. Black invader darts swarmed. She armed the tower's point defense. Firing, rails spat slugs. 2 drones vaporized. Park's shuttle dove strafing the rest. It slammed onto the pad, ramp dropping. Move, Park yelled, helmet under arm. Her flight suit smoked from micro-hits. Vance and Serrano bolted out, gear slung. Park reversed thrust. Debris pinged the hull. Inside, Vance strapped in. Status, Park banked hard. Clear for now, but Rawls' cruisers are painting us. Serrano patched his terminal to the shuttle's aux. The timecode pulsed steady. 09:50:27. Rawls' holomap flared. Human shuttle fled the tower. Interceptors closed. Lock kinetics, Rawl ordered. No survivors. His sensor chief stiffened. Admiral, the signal's spreading. Relay Theta 9 rebroadcasting. Core worlds receiving. Rawls' eyes narrowed. Humans had allies, no trap. Prioritize the source, jam the relays if needed. But jammers faltered. The fractal code wormed through firewalls, self-healing. Sailvin watched the flood. Galactic chatter exploded. What is this human countdown? Extinction protocol? Accord violation? His claws tapped. Bury it and his station faced sanctions. Repeat it and invite the invader's wrath. The clock glared 09:45:00. Full relay, he decided. Log as emergency broadcast. Vance monitored the feeds. Signals bounced, Theta 9, then fringe cluster relays. The galaxy listened. Park wove through the debris ring. A cruiser loomed, lances glowing. Evasive, shuttle shuddered under fire. Serrano braced. Timecode holding. But power drain, generators spiking, Vance said. She rerouted auxiliary cells, sacrificed shields for signal strength. Hull breached. Air howled. Park sealed it with foam. We're sitting ducks. New vector, Vance ordered. Lunar shadow by time. 09:40:00. Rawl paced. Interceptors reported shuttle damage. Good, but the broadcast grew. His own fleets echoed it now, jammers overwhelmed. Math it, he snapped to his analyst. 10 hours to 0, self-verifying against pulsar timings, no spoof. Rawl froze. Humans didn't bluff math. Abort planet kill, divert to signal origin. Too late. The shuttle vanished into debris. Park nursed the engines. Lunar eclipses hid them. Fuel at 12%, towers down, but broadcasts viral. Serrano grinned faintly. Fractals do that, every repeater amplifies. Vance keyed a subchannel, Galactic Open Freak. This is humanity's final stand. At 0, our sleeper protocols activate, fleets in your space, mines in your lanes, payback. Static hissed. Then replies, cautious probes from neutrals. Rawl's bridge erupted. Sleeper protocols. Confirmed signatures in our rear lines. His mandibles ground. Humans planned this. Resilient vermin. Full pursuit, Rawl roared. End them before 0. 9:30:00. Sailvin fielded demands. Invaders screamed for silence. Core alliances queried the threat. He stalled. Broadcast integrity verified. Countdown authentic. The galaxy tilted. Humans dying forced the hearing. Park spotted the cruiser ambush. Dive! Shuttle plunged at 12 GS. Serrano grayed out. Vance held steady, tweaking the signal. Proximity klaxons blared. Cruiser fired grid-wide. Park rolled. Missiles chased. She dumped chaff, then boosted. One clipped the wing. Mayday, Park grunted. Lunar crater incoming, brace. They cratered hard, dust billowed. Vance kicked the ramp. Exfil to backup buoy, go. Serrano lugged the core. Park covered, pistol barking at drones. Rawl's interceptors scanned the wreck. Empty. They're groundside, he snarled. Planet kill at 08:00:00, no more games. But doubts gnawed. Human determination, extraordinary. 08:55:00. Vance's team reached the buoy array, half buried in regolith. Serrano synced it. Signals surged anew. Park scanned skies, cruisers massed. They're glassing sectors. Vance faced the lens. 8 hours remain, heed or join us in the dark. Replies poured, neutrals mobilized. Even invader vassals wavered. Sailvin broadcast the warning fleet-wide. Human counterstrike imminent. Rawl recalculated. Planet kill risked his task force. Sleepers activated. Catastrophe. Hold fire, he commanded. Capture the broadcasters. Too late. Vance's voice echoed galaxy-wide. Park fired the buoy's thrusters. It lifted, signal blazing. Drones swarmed. She took the stick. One last ride. Shuttle launched, buoy in tow. Firefight erupted. Serrano monitored, code pure. Vance smiled grimly, sacrifice sealed. The galaxy listened now. Rawl watched the feed. Humans fought to the tick. 06:00:00. The war shifted. Countdown weaponized truth. 0 approached. Humanity's final roar. Jammers lit up the void like a solar flare. Commander Mara Vance gripped the buoy's jury-rigged console. Alarms blared. The signal flatlined. They're blanketing everything, Dr. Ilya Serrano muttered. He hunched over his tablet, fingers flying. Subspace harmonics 2, no clean channel left. Vance nodded once. She punched the override. Reroute through the junk. Every toaster on Earth, every fried satellite in orbit. Piggyback the echoes. Serrano's eyes widened. Civilian grids, they'll fry half the planet's survivors. Better fried than forgotten. Vance keyed the command. Code cascaded. Dead hab modules, orphaned probes, even gutted freighters lit up as relays. The broadcast clawed back to life, faint but fractal, bouncing through a graveyard of human scrap. Park whooped from the shuttle's cockpit. Signals ghosts now, they're chasing shadows. Vance faced the lens. Static crackled. 5 hours, 58 minutes, the counterstrike launches at 0. Evacuate Sol or burn with it. The message splintered across the galaxy. Neutrals caught fragments. Vassal fleets hesitated. Admiral Keth Rawl's bridge shuddered. His task force cruisers poured jamming waves. Human signals died, then flickered. Impossible, Rawl hissed. His claws tightened on the armrest. Humans should crumble, yet their voice persisted, rooted through refuse. Expand the net, he ordered. Burn the debris fields. No echoes survive. Frigates accelerated, beams lanced out. Wreckage vaporized in blooms of plasma, but the countdown grew, louder, clearer. Dr. Serrano watched the jammer's signatures spike. He triggered the first checksum. Challenge packet away, let's see them squirm. Enemy arrays bit the bait. They replied to verify the noise, revealing vectors, frequencies, power curves. Serrano mapped them instantly. Got you. 3 jammers at grid 47 alpha, 2 more trailing. Vance leaned in. Feed it to Park, she'll carve them open. Park's shuttle weaved through the debris cloud. Hulls tumbled, last fleet corpses from the first wave. She snap-rolled past shrapnel. Repeaters primed, dropping first batch. Micro-devices ejected. They latched onto twisted metal, unfolding into fractal antennas. The debris field hummed. Human signals amplified, turning graveyard into megaphone. Drones swarmed. Park jinked hard. Lasers grazed the canopy. Serrano, your checksums lit them up like beacons, firing. Her railgun spat. One jammer pod erupted. Another tumbled, sparking. 2 down, Park reported. Fields live, signals at 80%. Rawls' tactical hologram pulsed red. Human debris now broadcast their doom clock. Checksums pierced his jammers. Forced responses gave positions away. They're turning our blockade against us, his sensor chief rasped. Broadcast volume rising, neutrals are relaying full. Rawl bared fangs, humans fought dirty, resilient, adaptive. His math shifted, capture failed, glassing risked backlash, sleepers in his fleet. Counterstrike real? Burn more ships, he snarled. Close the kill box, silence the core broadcasters. Task Force frigates dove. They slagged Allied wrecks and their own relays in the crossfire. Explosions chained, yet the signal swelled, louder still. Envoy Sailvin clutched his console at Relay Station Theta. Human fragments flooded his buffers. Vance's voice, clear now. 5 hours 40, heed the countdown. His people demanded action. Vassals defected. Rawls' fleet fractured. Repeat it, a neutral captain urged over comms. Or we assume you're complicit. Sailvin hesitated. Bury the message, safe. But humans sacrificed worlds for this truth. Their grit shamed his caution. He hit transmit. Full relay, galaxy-wide. Vance felt the surge. Buoy thrusters fired in bursts, keeping them moon-hopping. Park nursed the engines. Serrano chained checksums, fourth wave now, peeling back Rawls' outer shell. They're sacrificing hulls to choke us, Park said. Sweat beaded her brow. Shuttle bucked through flak. Vance checked the timer, 05:32:17. One more hop, dead sat cluster ahead, plant the final array, Park dove. Repeaters bloomed on ancient hulks, Earth's first orbital relics, silent for centuries, the array linked. Broadcast hit peak, pure, unjammable, replies flooded. Neutral armadas mobilized. Vassal blockades cracked. Even Rawls' subordinates queried. Counterstrike confirmed? Rawls slammed his fist. Bridge crew flinched. Human ingenuity weaponized trash. Jammers exposed, debris amplified, neutrals turned. Vector on the course signal, he commanded. All batteries end this. Cruisers converged. Beams converged too. Park saw the noose tight. They're burning it all. We got maybe 10 minutes. Enough, Vance said. She patched direct to Sailvin. Envoy, you've relayed. Now amplify. Tell them the math. 0 means gamma bursts from our sleeper nets. Every invader ship in range. Sailvin stared at her face on screen. Calm, ruthless, human normalcy extraordinary. Confirmed, broadcasting proof vectors. Rawls' sensors screamed. Sleeper codes matched human claims. His task force jammers faltered, checksums overwhelmed them. Signal roared. Park boosted from the array. Drones clipped the tail. Taking hits, core secure, Serrano nodded. Code locked, can't jam without self-revealing now. Vance spoke final override. Broadcast looped, countdown proof plea. Civilian echoes carried it eternal. Rawl watched his fleet waver, captains broke formation. Hold, he roared, but math lied no more. Humans turned extinction to equalizer, a frigate defected. Fired on its sister. Chaos bloomed, Park's shuttle spiraled. Ejecting core buoy, it flies solo now. Buoy detached, thrusters ignited, it streaked for deep space, signal blazing. Drones pursued, Park rammed one, shuttle spun. Get clear. Vance grabbed Serrano. They piled into escape pods. Pods jettisoned. Park stayed. Last ride's mine. She torqued the stick. Shuttle barreled into the drone swarm. Explosions lit the black. Pods tumbled safe. Vance watched the feed. Park's sacrifice sealed it. 04:59:59. Sailvin's relay stations chained the message. Galaxy mobilized. Invader advance stalled. Rawl recalled bombers. Planet kill scrubbed. Too late for pride. Countdown ticked. Human's final weapon, truth through junk, forced the stars to kneel. 03:00:00. Sleepers stirred. War reversed. Vance's pod beacon pulsed. Rescue inbound. She smiled. They listened. Vance's fingers danced across the console. Raw invasion footage surged into the void, orbital strikes vaporizing Chicago, plasma scouring Beijing, troop carriers glassing the Sahara. Each frame stamped with a timestamp, synced to the countdown clock ticking in red overlay, 07:32:14. They're not begging anymore, Serrano muttered beside her, eyes glued to the cryptostream. Receipts, perfect ones. The last fleet's signal array groaned under overload. Jammers from Rawls' task force clawed at the edges, but Vance rooted power from life support. Air grew thin. She ignored it. Public key release now, Vance ordered. Serrano punched the command. A dense packet bloomed across all frequencies, a cryptographic anchor any station could use to verify timestamps without human fingerprints. No trust required, just math. Alarms wailed. Incoming drones painted the shuttle bay. Park's voice crackled over comms. Fleet's launching borders. I boost in 30. Strap in. Vance glanced at the main feed. Envoy Sailvin's neutral relay hub flickered online. The cautious bureaucrat's face appeared in a sub-window, scales paling under station lights. Human signal authenticated, Sailvin broadcast, voice trembling through translators. Timestamps verified, atrocities confirmed, repeating to sector hubs per panic protocols. Panic protocols, Vance's lips twitched. Neutral stations chain the feed, relay to relay, sector to core worlds. Invader sleeper codes embedded in their own networks lit up like beacons, cross-referenced against the footage. No deniability. Rawls' fleet icon pulsed red on tactical. The alien admiral's command ship, Vanguard's fist asterisk, pivoted hard. All squadrons jam that uplink. His voice boomed through intercepted channels, disciplined tone cracking at the edges. Commandos to the array. Seize it before rebroadcasts chain. Vance watched the math unfold. Her timestamps pinned every invader strike to their own logs. Sleepers, dormant viruses humans had smuggled into enemy supply chains years ago, now activated on verification. Invader captains saw their kill tallies reflected back, undeniable. Park, status, Vance snapped. Shuttle engines roared to life outside the array dome. Park's grin flashed on the pickup. Drones inbound. I'll paint 'em for you. Get that core hot. Serrano's hands flew. Keys propagating, 80% of relays verifying clean. They're panicking. Sailvin's hub just locked down incoming invader traffic. The array shuddered. First commando pods slammed into the outer hull. Breaches sparked. Vance sealed in her bulkheads. Her team, 5 engineers, Serrano herself, huddled in the core chamber. Consoles hummed with the broadcast loop. Footage, timestamps, countdown plea. 054500. Park's shuttle streaked past the dome viewport. She weaved through drone fire, lasers carving glowing scars on her hull. Taking hits, core secure, Serrano nodded sharp. Code locked. They jam now, it reveals their sleepers to every neutral. Vance hit the final override. The signal punched harder, civilian echoes from Earth's dying nets piggybacked, amateur transmitters relaying the truth through junk frequencies. Unjammable noise. Rawls' sensors screamed per hacked feeds. His bridge erupted in chaos. Captains broke formation. A frigate's icon winked yellow, defecting. It fired on its sister ship, hulls blooming orange. Hold formation, Rawl roared, but his voice faltered. Math lied no more. Park boosted clear. Drones clipped her tail. Explosions lit the black. Core secure, Park called again, voice strained. Affirm, Vance replied. She grabbed a handhold as the array bucked. Pods detached from Rawls' carriers, commandos in zero-G suits, grapples firing. They swarmed the outer spires. One breached near engineering. Gunfire echoed through vents. Serrano yanked a panel. Rerouting power, buy us 2 minutes. Vance drew her sidearm. Make it 1. The door hissed. 2 commandos burst in, armored forms hulking, plasma rifles raised. Vance fired first, center mass. One crumpled, Serrano dove grabbing a fallen rifle. He hosed the second, scales sizzling. Clear, Serrano gasped. Park's shuttle spiraled back. Ejecting core buoy, it flies solo now. Vance checked the feed, buoy detached from Park's bay. Tiny thrusters ignited. It streaked for deep space, signal blazing on backup arrays. Drones pursued, Park torqued hard. Get clear! Vance hauled Serrano to the escape pods. They piled in 3 engineers with them. Pods jettisoned with a kick, Park stayed. Last ride's mine. Her shuttle barreled into the drone swarm. Explosions chained, white-hot. Pods tumbled safe, drifting in the debris field. Vance strapped in, watching the main feed on her wrist unit. Park's sacrifice sealed it. 045959. Sailvin's relays chained the message galaxy-wide. Panic protocols triggered. Neutral fleets mobilized, blockades snapping into place. Invader advances stalled across sectors. Rawl recalled his bombers, planet kill scrubbed. His face filled intercepted channels, rigid with defeat. Cease fire, recall all units. Too late for pride. Countdown ticked. 03:45:22. Vance's pod beacon pulsed. Rescue signatures inbound, human stragglers, neutral pickets. She leaned back, breath steady. Serrano floated beside her, checking vitals. They listened. Vance nodded once. Humans turned extinction to equalizer. Truth through junk forced the stars to kneel. Rawl paced his bridge. Consoles flickered with verified atrocities. His captains mutinied in whispers, sleepers stirring in their own systems. A corvette exploded from within, codes self-erasing under the weight of proof. Admiral, his exec reported, Sector Command demands recall, neutrals arming. Rawl clenched fists. Humans bluffed extinction into weapon. Their timestamps, ruthless precision, rewrote the war. Sailvin huddled in his hub core, feeds multiplying. Human signal looped eternal. Panic protocols locked his station neutral no longer. He keyed the core relay. All sectors verified, act. Across the galaxy, fleets turned. Invaders faltered. Sleepers bloomed like fireweed. Vance's pod bumped a rescue tug. Docking clamps engaged. Air cycled sweet. She stepped out, Serrano behind. Medics swarmed. A neutral captain scaled like Sailvin, but bolder approached. Commander Vance, your broadcast, it saved billions. Vance met his gaze. Timestamps don't lie. He nodded awed. Humans fought with paper trails from the grave. 02:15:00, war reversed. Rawl's task force fragmented. Defecting ships formed a cordon around Earth remnants. His vanguard's fist powered down weapons. He stared at the countdown. Humans' resilience, calm, coded defiance humiliated his discipline. Serrano synced with rescue nets. Buoys clear, deep space relays carrying it coreward. Vance allowed a smile. Sacrifice bought eternity. Picket ships escorted the pods to a neutral station. Sailvin waited at the airlock, posture submissive. Envoy's honors, your key verified all, invaders withdraw. Vance clasped his arm, human style. Relay it forever. He did. Hubs echoed, footage, timestamps, plea 01:00:00, galaxy mobilized. Rawl signaled surrender frequencies. His war ended on human math. Vance watched from the station viewport. Earth's glow faded, but her weapon endured. They listened. And knelt. Captain Juno Park yanked the shuttle's yoke. The battered corvette hurtled toward the spindling broadcast tower, its docking ring a jagged maw under enemy fire. Plasma bolts scorched the hull. She fired retros at the last second. Metal screamed as the shuttle slammed home, clamps biting deep. Alarms shrieked. Park killed them with a fist. Breach at 12 o'clock. Foam and tape now. Her co-pilot slapped the canister, white sealant foaming out, hardening fast over buckled plates. She taped the edges, fingers steady despite the shuddering deck. Sealed, suits on, we're live. Park cracked the hatch. Vacuum tugged. She mag boots clomped across the foam bridge into the tower's flickering corridor. Gunfire echoed from below. Vance, Serrano, extractions here, move. Commander Myra Vance crouched in the command node, fingers flying over consoles. Red lights pulsed. The galaxy-wide broadcast ticked down. 02:45:17. Invader ships swarmed the viewport, their task force blotting Saul's light. Boarders' boots thundered closer, Admiral Rawl's elites cutting through decks like plasma knives. She patched the station intercom. All hands evacuate to auxiliary bays, routes clear. Lies. She routed the signal to dead-end corridors laced with auto turrets and venting seals. Muffled roars answered, alien commandos, scaled and armored, charging the bait. Vance keyed her comm. Park, decoys live. Bias 30. A turret whirred to life downshaft. Screams cut short, bodies sucked into void. She smiled grim, ruthless words as weapons. Dr. Ilya Serrano hunched in the timing core, 2 decks below. Sparks flew from severed cables. His screens flickered under jamming pulses. Not today, he muttered. Patterns obsessed him, timestamps, cryptolocks, the unyielding math of humanity's plea. He ripped open the master panel. Fingers danced, rewriting the broadcast kernel. Auto-continue loop. If heartbeats flatline, if power dies, the countdown fired anyway. Deep space buoys primed. Sleepers across the galaxy, hidden fleets, timed alliances would wake on his signal. Crew dead, no problem, galaxy hears us eternal. A bulkhead buckled. Commandos breached engineering. Serrano slapped the commit key, green light. He grabbed his sidearm back toward the extraction ladder. Vance, cores ghosted. Admiral Keth Rawl paced his flagship bridge. Vanguard's fist loomed over the tower, guns trained. Scans showed human signals spiking bluff, he assumed. Humans broke under discipline. His commandos excelled at boarding, precise, relentless. Cut primary power, Rawl ordered. His voice clicked, mandibles precise. Force them to cells, no broadcast escapes. Teams reported in. Decoy corridors sealed, sir. Humans trapped. But anomalies pinged, turrets firing blind, vents cycling wrong. Rawl's crest flared irritation. Humans fought dirty, resilient vermin. Power severed, engineering confirmed. The tower went dark, emergency cells kicking in. Faint lights glowed in scan feeds. Broadcast persisted, 023209. Rawl narrowed eyes. Impossible, jam it harder. Park hauled Serrano up the ladder, his wiry frame light under thrust. Core secure, she barked, pistol barking at shadows. A commando lunged from a grate, scaled horror, claws gleaming. Park's burst shredded its visor, its spasm drifted. Ghosted, Serrano gasped. Countdown auto-runs. Vance met them at the node hatch. Pods prepped. Buoys away. She clutched a data slate, final edits to the message, Earth's fall, timestamps verified, plea to neutrals. Sailvin gets this or dies trying. Explosions rocked the deck. Rawl's teams closed. Park shoved them into the escape pod bay. Strap in, I fly dirty. Rawl watched feeds. Tower lights dimmed to red stubs. Humans scrambled, 3 signatures to pods. Broadcast strengthened, punching through jams. 022844, his strategist mind rebelled. Humans turned dying rock into weapon. No panic, just code, traps, relentless tick. Borders converge on broadcast core, he snapped. Silence it, pride stung. His elites outmatched in kill count, yet humans endured on scraps. Envoy Sailvin fidgeted in his relay station, scales paling. Neutral by charter, his hub rebroadcast all. Human signal clawed through. Footage of burning fleets, Earth's cracks, countdown synced to galactic clocks. Repeat or bury, he whispered. Duty ward caution. Invaders demanded silence. But timestamps matched, verified logs from a dozen worlds. Humans fought with paper, not plasma. Sailvin keyed relay. Cornet, human broadcast authenticated, repeat mandatory. Park sealed the pod hatches. Vance and Serrano strapped in hers. Park's shuttle thrummed, prepping undock. Towers buckling, go, Vance's pod jettisoned. Alarms wailed as Asterisk Vanguard's fist targeted. Park gunned engines, foam bridge snapping free. She weaved through debris, lasers grazing. Pods clear, buoys pinging relays. Inside her pod, Vance gripped armrests. Screens showed the message blooming. Across neutral hubs, sleeper codes activating. 022000. Invaders faltered on scans, ships hesitating. Serrano synced his slate, deep relays carrying, coreward bound. Rawl slammed a talon, scans lied, no, truth pierced. Human signal spread. Neutrals amplified, timestamps forced action, alliances long buried, fleets turning. His commandos reached the core, empty, looping ghost broadcast. Abort boarding, he growled, discipline cracked. Humans' calm defiance outflanked his precision. Tower crumbled, but weapon flew free. Park's shuttle bucked pursuit. She rolled, fired decoys. A hit rocked her. Holding, Vance's pod spun ahead, rescue tugs vectoring in from neutral pickets. Sailvin watched his screens light. Human message echoed eternal. Invaders withdrew probes. Galaxy mobilized en masse from the grave. Vance exhaled. Earth's remnants glowed faint. Sacrifice armed the stars. They listened now. Park whooped over comms. Clear skies, team, we bought forever. Rawl powered down guns. His war bent to human resilience. Countdown ticked 021500. Vance's pod shuddered as rescue tugs clamped on. Link confirmed, she barked into comms. Her fingers stabbed the override. The broadcast flipped, no more vocal plea. A dense waveform surged out, compressed data only relay stations could unpack and amplify. Screens flickered, signal strength spiked. Pods spun toward neutral docks. Pursuit lasers slashed past. Waveform live, Vance said. Relays grabbing it. Park status. Park's voice crackled. Shuttles kissing debris. Invaders on tail, evading. Hold tight, Commander. Vance gripped the harness. Her pod lurched into tug formation. Earth's remnants burned on rear scopes, skeletal stations vaporizing under invader barrages. The waveform carried everything, coordinates, timestamps, proof of invasion atrocities, no speeches, just math that demanded response. Alarms blared. Invader corvette locked on, tugs fired countermeasures. Vance patched Serrano through pod relay. Doctor, pulsar sync, now. Serrano's face popped on split screen, pale in his buckling lab. Initiating, jamming's thick pulsars cutting through. His hands blurred over holokeys. Waveform pulsed in sync, millisecond ticks from the crab pulsar, unforgeable galactic clock. No delay, no fakes. Countdown embedded, 02-10-00. Each tick authenticated the human claim, extinction broadcast, calling all debts. Vance nodded. Relays will chain it coreward, Galaxy hears the truth. Pod docked hard, airlock hissed. Vance unstrapped, boots magnet clamping deck. Neutral station greeters, scaled envoys hustled her inside, shouts echoed in corridors. Human signal flooding nodes, orders conflict. She pushed past. Park's shuttle screamed into Bay 2 ahead. Serrano's pod trailed, scorched. Vance hit the command deck. Screens showed the waveform blooming, neutral hubs lighting green. Invaders jammed sectors, but pulsars pierced. 02-0800. Sailvin hunched at his relay console, claws trembling. Screens screamed alerts. Human waveform inbound, pulsar locked. Neutrality protocols flashed red, do not amplify aggressor signals. His superior's voice boomed from uplink. Bury it, envoy, invaders guarantee our trade lanes. Sailvin hesitated. Waveform unpacked in buffer, not pleas but ledgers. Human worlds glassed, refugee counts. Invader advance vectors. Pulsar ticks forced verification, true, all true. 020700. His network spanned the arm, bury it, and history lied. Amplify and neutrality shattered. Claws stabbed, commit. All core relays boost human waveform, full power. Final minutes only. Stations hummed. Signal chained, hub to hub, spinward to core. Neutrals gasped on open channels. They're calling the old pacts. Sailvin leaned back. Humans died calm. His people schemed safe. Waveform hit deep relays. Galaxy stirred. Vance watched from station tackboard. Sailvin's face appeared unbidden, alien eyes wide. Your signal propagates against orders. Good choice, Vance said, flat, no thanks, ruthless clockwork. Park burst through hatch, helmet under arm. Dusted two tails. Serrano's en route. Blood trickled from her scalp, she grinned. Waveform's a beast. Serrano stumbled in, slate clutched. Sync holds, pulsars confirm every tick. 020500, no sabotage sticks. Invader signatures faltered on scopes. Probes withdrew. Vance's jaw set. They're decoding. Admiral Rawl's talon cracked console chitin. His bridge thrummed with tension. Human waveform flooded sensors dense, evading jammers via pulsar lock. Cryptographers hunched, scales paling. Admiral unpacking layers, it's coordinates. Rawl leaned in. Hollow bloomed, lattice of points. Not random, targeting grid, his fleets mapped precise. Dormant mines in shadow drifts. Buried alliance beacons from pre-war pacts. Human outposts silent till now. Pulsar sync proved origin, Sol remnants unspoofable. 020400, a tech hissed. Lattice tightened. Every tick armed a strike, neutrals roused, old foes vectoring, his task force centered in the kill box. Impossible, Rawl growled. Humans bluffed extinction. This, weaponized truth, his precision outflanked by grave math. Full retreat, he ordered. All ships shadow jump, abort Sol assault. Bridge crew froze, discipline held barely. Engines flared, probes recalled. Waveform echoed 020300. Vance's station shook. Invader corvette peeled off scopes. Cheers erupted from neutral crews. Sailvin appeared again. Your countdown, it's arming the stars. Not surrender, Vance said. Reckoning, Park slapped her shoulder. Lattice live, they see it now. Serrano synced final slate ping. Pulsars ticked merciless. Relays carried the weapon eternal, targeting data chaining to every armed neutral. Invader retreat broadcast wide. Galaxy mobilized, fleets from rim pacts, core coalitions. Human sacrifice flipped the war. Rawl's flagship warped shadow. Scopes showed it, human pods safe, signal unbound. His war bent. Humans fought not with fleets but finality, calm, relentless. Countdown hit 020000. Lattice armed, stars answered. Vance exhaled, screens glowed, counterstrikes launching. Earth's pyre bought forever. Park whooped. We turned ghosts to guns. Serrano nodded. Math doesn't lie. Sailvin watched from his hub. Human resilience rewrote codes. Invaders fled. Relay net hummed with new alignments. Rawl powered down weapons. Regroup at rally point. Humans changed rules. But scopes lied no more. Lattice closed. First strikes bloomed. His scouts vaporized. 015900, War turned, Vance strapped into evac shuttle, Park gunned engines, station alarms wailed, residual invaders probing. Clear, Park said, they punched out. Behind, waveform pulsed. Galaxy listened. Humans endured, not in victory yet, but in the spark that ignited it. Park banked hard. Next stop, Rally Fleet, who's buying drinks? Vance allowed a ghost smile. When we win, countdown ticked lower, weapon flew free. Rawls' comms flooded, allies breaking, neutrals striking. Human normalcy, sacrifice without rage shattered his strategy, retreat held but Pyrrhic. Sailvin committed full net. Humanity calls, we answer. 015500, stars burned with purpose. Vance closed eyes. Earth's light faded, but signal endured. They fought back from the grave. Shuttle jumped. Pursuit faded. Team intact. War shifted. Invaders learned too late. Countdown armed the galaxy. Not surrender. Retribution. Captain Juno Park clamped her hand around Doctor Serrano's collar, dragging his limp form across the transmitter bay's shuddering deck. Sparks showered from ruptured conduits. Alarms blared. Hull breach imminent. She kicked a console aside, hauled him behind a shielding bulkhead. Stay down, Doc. Vance needs you breathing. Serrano groaned, clutching his side. Blood seeped through his fingers. Park spun back, grabbed the wounded tech Martinez, leg mangled, and yanked him clear. Invader drones hammered the outer doors. Vibrations rattled her teeth. She dumped Martinez next to Serrano, then lunged for the blast door panel. Park, seal it! Commander Vance barked from the main console, fingers flying over keys. Park slammed the override. Hydraulics whined. The doors ground shut, bolts slamming home. A drone's laser scorched the viewport, cracking it. She wedged a strut against the frame. Secure, for now. Teams in, Park reported, sliding down beside the wounded. Her shuttle suit's med patches hissed, staunching a gash on her arm. Countdown hollow flickered, 010000. 60 seconds, no evac now. They held the line. Vance didn't look up. Her calm voice cut the chaos. Lattice armed, relays primed, we burn it all. Park nodded, checking her sidearm. Invaders outside, galaxy waiting. Humans didn't run, they fired last. Commander Mara Vance stabbed the manual override key. The transmitter tower groaned. Power surged, grids redlining, coils melting. Output spiked 400%, 60 seconds of hellfire broadcast. She strapped into the crash chair, ignoring the acrid smoke. Boost confirmed, she said. Screens bloomed with relay pings. Neutrals online, allies sinking. Envoy Sailvin's hub lit green, he'd committed. Lattice waveform built, a galaxy-spanning trap primed with counter-strike codes. Park sealed the wounded. Good. Serrano stirred, eyes locking on his station. Vance keyed the final auth. Tower shuddered. Overload klaxons wailed. Her hands stayed steady. Ruthless calm. This message wasn't plea, it was weapon. Admiral Keth Rawls' claw tightened on his command throne. Scopes locked, human tower pulsing. Fire all lances, erase it. Task Force batteries roared. Beams lanced through Earth's crumbling defenses. His bridge crew chittered approval, discipline, precise. Humans bluffed, always did. Their fleet's ash, planet cracked. This lattice, signal, desperation, impact, tower buckled, Rawl leaned forward. Signal strength, climbing, relays ignited across the net. Every neutral station, every fringe ally flooded. Impossible, jammers full, sensors screamed, waveform leaping. Co-coordinates embedded, counterstrikes auto-launching. His scouts winked out, lattice closed. Rawls' mandibles clicked. Humans spent their pyre, galaxy listened. Dr. Ilya Serrano pushed up from the deck, Park's grip steadying him. Pain lanced his ribs, but patterns held. Waveform integrity, 98%. He crawled to his console, injecting the final coordinates. Zero mark ping armed, precise, unjammable. Invaders fired outside, doors buckled. Coordinates locked, he rasped. Fingers danced. Sabotage code purged, timing honest. Math didn't lie, Vance nodded once. Trigger it. Serrano hit enter, ping fired, lattice synchronized. Countdown 004500. Tower melted around them. He met Park's eyes. Her grin defied the end. Park chambered around, drones breaching the seal. Come get some. Explosions rocked the bay. Serrano shielded the console. Patterns bloomed outward. Galaxy armed. Envoy Sailvin clutched his console as the human signal slammed his relay hub. Bureaucratic protocols shattered. Waveform bypassed firewalls, polite, insistent. Coordinates parsed, invader vectors, weak points, counterstrike keys. Commit full net, he ordered his staff. Cautious no more, Humans didn't rage, they calculated, offered proof. His species prized neutrality, this demanded choice. Relays hummed, signals leaped to 1,000 stations, neutrals pivoted, allies struck. Sailvin watched scopes, Rawls' task force fracturing. Human normalcy, sacrifice without fury, rewrote allegiances. Humanity calls, he transmitted. We answer. Back in the bay, Park fired bursts through the cracking door. Drones swarmed, skittering horrors, lasers slashing. Martinez screamed as one latched his leg. She stomped it, plasma boot melting, chitin. 003000, Vance called. Her override fried panels, flames licked her station. She rooted aux power. Signal peaked. Serrano monitored 100% propagation. Lattice live, he slumped, vision blurring. Park dragged him back. Not yet, Doc. Spend it all, she pivoted, unloading into the breach. A drone pierced her shoulder. She snarled, crushed its core. Blood slicked the deck. Wounded piled behind her. Her goal, hold 60 seconds. Conflict, dying fast. Outcome, signal free. Rawls' bridge erupted in alarms. Flankers hit, neutrals firing. His strategist chittered, panic. Lattice propagated every relay. Regroup at rally point, Rawls snapped. Weapons powered down, humans changed rules. Their final minute weaponized stars, scouts vaporized. Allies broke. Retreat now or annihilation. He watched the tower die. Signal endured, Pyrrhic but final. Vance exhaled smoke, screens glowed, counterstrikes launching. Earth's pyre bought forever. It's out. Park whooped through pain, barricading the final breach. Ghosts to guns. Serrano nodded weakly. Math doesn't lie. 001000, bay filled with fire, drones overran. Park stood last, sidearm empty. She activated shuttle beacon, residual hope. Vance strapped in, prepping evac pod. Serrano keyed final ping. Doors exploded inward. Invaders poured. Park charged, knife flashing. Chitin cracked. She felled 3 before lasers cored her. Vance hit launch. Pod rocketed free amid debris. Serrano slumped dead. Tower imploded. Rawl tracked the escape pod, ignored it. Bigger fires burned. Comms flooded, fleet dissolving. Humans. Endured. Sailvin routed power to amplifiers. Full net committed. Stars answered. Pod punched atmosphere. Vance gripped controls, wounded but alive. Park's body drifted in void, spent. Serrano's math flew free. Countdown zeroed. Weapon armed. Galaxy turned. Shuttle alarms wailed, pursuit closing. Vance banked hard. Clear. Behind, waveform pulsed. Invaders learned, humans fought from graves. Rawl powered down. Rally point, regroup. But scopes showed truth. First strikes bloomed. Lattice closed. Vance closed eyes. Earth's light faded. Signal lived. War shifted. Humans sparked it. Pod jumped. Pursuit faded. One survivor. Team's gift forever. Sailvin watched alignments shift. Human resilience rewrote codes. Rawls' remnants fled. Pyrrhic. Vance allowed ghost smile. When we win. Stars burned purpose. Countdown over. Retribution began. Park's voice echoed in memory. Who's buying drinks? Vance whispered. We are. Pod linked rally fleet. War endured. Humans did too. Envoy Sailvin jabbed the amplifier override. Deep space sensors spat a post-zero response packet into her relay station's core. Data surged. Human signal at full propagation, laced with encrypted lattice coordinates. Her claws trembled on the console. Senate protocols demanded quarantine for extinction broadcasts. But humans had bypassed them. She routed the packet straight to the Galactic Senate feed. Forwarded, her terminal chimed. Alarms wailed, invader jamming fields collapsing under the signal's weight. Sailvin sealed her station. The galaxy would hear this, all of it. Admiral Keth Rawls' bridge erupted in red alerts. Kinetic traps activating along retreat corridor, his sensor chief barked. Rawl gripped his command rail. Human-laid mines, dormant railgun slugs, seated in Saul's outer belts, ignited in sequence. The first barrage shredded his vanguard cruisers. Hulls vented plasma. Evasive pattern Delta, Rawl snapped. His fleet twisted, but the traps chained reactions. Slugs accelerated to relativistic speeds, punching through shields like foil. Human math, precise, ruthless. They planned this, Rawl growled. Scopes showed more traps blooming ahead. His remnants scattered. No bluff. Humans fought from their graves. Commander Mara Vance's escape pod locked onto the rally beacon. Shuttle alarms faded as she punched through debris fields. Wounds burned, lasers had grazed her side, but adrenaline held. Park's knife work bought this. Serrano's countdown armed it. Earth's glow dimmed in her rear sensors. Gone. The broadcast lattice pulsed ahead, hidden jump points pre-mapped by human sleeper cells. Vance keyed her comms. Vance to Remnant Fleet, pod inbound, lattice holding. Static crackled, then voices answered. Copy, Commander, 12 hulls rallying, more inbound. She banked hard. Pursuit drones trailed, but the lattice warped them into traps. Human ships materialized, scouts, frigates, haulers retrofitted with guns. They formed up around her pod. Engines thrummed in unison. Counterfleet born, Sailvin's terminal flooded with Senate pings. Human signal designated last broadcast. The Galactic Network auto-labeled it, protocols kicking in for extinction events. Relays across 1,000 systems began copying. Warning protocols engaged. Her screens showed propagation maps, the signal leaping coreward, rimward into neutral zones. Invaders jammed sectors, but human encryption sliced through, quantum-keyed bursts that adapted mid-flight. Sailvin cross-checked the packet. Post-zero confirmations poured in. Deep space sensors logged trap activations. Human remnants pinging rally points. She forwarded the full dossier. Senate fleets shifted vectors, neutrals armed. This changes everything, she muttered. Her claws itched to relay more. Rawl's flagship shuddered. A kinetic swarm clipped their aft engines. Damage at 40%, engineering reported. He scanned the corridor. Traps funneled his fleet into kill zones, human predictive algorithms accounting for his every maneuver. Assumed bluff, he hissed to his XO. Their normal is our nightmare. Scopes lit with new contacts, human counterfleet coalescing at Lattice Nexus. Remnants from Mars yards, Kuiper outposts, even Proxima sleeper pods. They struck surgically, missiles threading his formation, lasers carving command ships. Rawl-powered weapons hot. Concentrate fire on their lead elements. His salvos hit true, vaporizing 2 human frigates, but more poured in. Endless, disciplined. His fleet hemorrhaged hulls. Vance's pod docked with the rally carrier Endurance *. Airlock cycled. Crew hauled her aboard, medics swarming her wounds. She waved them off. Status, Captain Reyes saluted. Fleet at 27 ships, ma'am. Lattice rallied 40% of remnants. Broadcast armed the traps, invaders retreating into them. Vance nodded, strapping into the TAC console. Screens showed the counterfleet array, mismatched hulls, but crews drilled to perfection. Human resilience, no surrender in their code. Form battle line. Target Rawl's flag. Engines roared. The Endurance * led the charge. Missiles lanced out. Invader pickets crumbled. Sailvin watched Senate feeds explode. Last broadcast trended across neutral nets. Copies multiplied, archived, analyzed, broadcast as cautionary lore. Alien analysts dissected it. Human countdown, not plea but weapon. Lattice embeds triggered sleeper assets. Traps enforced the message. Her own Senate pinged. Relay all human data, no suppression. She complied, amplifiers maxed. Signals bounced to invader borders. Even Rawl's channels crackled with it. Sailvin leaned back. Humans turned extinction into ignition. Galaxy listened now, forced to. Rawl's bridge sparked. Human lasers raked his shields. They're coordinating via the broadcast, his comms officer yelled. Indeed, the lattice fed real-time data to remnants. Predictive strikes hit his weak points. He counterfired, gutting a human destroyer. Debris fields bloomed, but numbers tilted. More rally ships warped in, 50 now, closing the noose. Fall back to Rally Point Zeta, Rawl ordered. Engines strained, traps nipped their heels. His strategists of mind calculated, Pyrrhic at best. Humans endured, adapted. His fleet dissolved into survivors. Vance gripped the tack rail as Endurance traded blows. Explosions lit the void. An invader cruiser rammed their flank, shields held. She targeted Rawl's flag. All batteries fire. Railguns spat slugs. They hammered home, breaching the alien bridge. Rawl's ship listed, venting crew. Cheers erupted on her deck. But scopes showed invader reinforcements probing the lattice edges. War's first phase ended. This was the real fight. Secure rally, prep for phase 2, Vance said. Medics finally patched her. Pain dulled, Park's voice echoed. Who's buying drinks? She clenched her fist. Soon. Sailvin routed the final packet. Senate fleets mobilized, neutrals joining human-aligned vectors. Last broadcast etched into protocols. Study humanity, fear their graves. Her station hummed with copies, invaders fractured. Remnants sued for terms. She keyed a personal log. Humans sparked it. We burn now. Rawl's escape shuttle detached. His flag burned. Sensors showed the human counterfleet solidifying, hundreds strong, lattice expanding. They win this corridor, he admitted. Fleet remnants coalesced at Zeta, but human signals pinged new rallies. Traps reset. Broadcast echoed. Extinction averted. War ignited. Vance stood on *Endurance *S bridge. Fleet saluted her pods docking. Earth's light gone, but signal lived. Counterfleet hummed, ready. Invaders learned. Galaxy shifted. She allowed a ghost smile. When we win. Alarms blared anew. Invader battle group warped in Rawls reserves, guns hot. The broadcast ended. That's when the war actually started.